I know another Yapp Sesh way too soon between my other Yapp Sesh, which was way too soon between my other one. But I can't sleep. Like all I got are nightmares now because again I've been so spiritually impure. Uni started again. I'm drinking again. I'm just being lazy as fuck. Even though uni's starting again, I told myself I'd look in this time, but I don't know. There's just something that just doesn't look in. And like I've had 2 years of like I've had basically two first years in a row, so I've just gotten used to just not doing just doing nothing basically. And the thing is, I've always done like the bare minimum with literally every single one of my like academic thingies, like GCSEs. I got fives and sixes, A levels. I got B's and C's. But like now I'm doing my degree. I can't like keep affording to do the bare minimum. I've got to like genuinely look in, but it's it's so hard. I don't know why. I'll say one thing. So in one of my videos, I talk about basically being like asexual, which is, I mean, I'm definitely attracted to girls, right? But there's no like sexual desire really. There's just no like genuine like wanting. I mean, that's a good reason. I mean, that's one of the biggest reasons why I'm more spiritual than most people, or I'm able to be susceptible to spiritual impressions, was because lust is such a big factor that anchors most men. Like most men just lust crazy, and with me, there's just none of that. Basically, there's pretty much just none of that, and that actually is like a big motivation for men just to exist. Like just wanting to get girls. It goes back to our like animalistic instincts, and it's just yeah. I mean that makes sense, but with me, it's just not there. And it's like whenever I'm out with my friends, right, and like girls obviously moving to me or doing whatever, I just they always get pissed at me because they think I'm selling, right? But like I'm just not really interested, and like I found out recently, I actually suffer from this thing called like pretty privilege or something. Like, that's what it's called apparently. That's what it's called apparently. But if I ever do indulge in it, it's just out of boredom or just like yeah. But it's making me think like, can I ever actually be in a relationship then? Because I might not be asexual. I might just be demisexual, where it's like there's no like sexual attraction if you're not like emotionally like invested in them. But the thing is, I've never been like emotionally invested in literally anyone. And like any of my past relationships, it was just I didn't realize it at the time, but that was the case. I just wasn't invested. And all these like crushes, they're really just like infatuations, like just passing the time because I'm just. But ultimately, at the same time, that is a good thing because it means like I never rely on someone else for my own happiness, or like no one else can really bring it to me. Like I can be alone and just be perfectly satisfied. Or at least right now in my life, I can be. And like I'm just not someone to be like emotionally like invested too because I'm so everyone tells me I'm so nonchalant, but like I'm not putting on a fucking act, like it's the truth. Like I just don't really care. And but there was one girl who I think just I didn't realize at the time, but I just think I had a crush on her, and I unintentionally just got brought out the most autistic fucking cringy side of me ever. But that shit is long fucking gone at this point, I can't lie. But this whole like asexual thing technically makes me a part of the LGBTQ community. Um and growing up, like I think that's why I had so many gay friends. It's because like I just didn't really care. Like I was just so far outside like the whole like caring about that kind of thing where I just had that, and like even still I do. And it goes back to in my latest video, I talk about this thing where I'm interpreting someone's consciousness, but I don't know who it was. It was like, so like I think I was talking about my last experience, and it was like I'm in my dream, and this guy's coming up to me, and he says, um, he asked me if I've ever had any suicidal thoughts. I say no. He tells me how he's been feeling. He tells me that he tried drinking himself to death. How he saw like one of his like I think he was talking about like an old situationship, but he mentioned my friend's name, and it really got me thinking whether I don't know, but apparently it made him really sad when he saw him, and that he tried drinking himself to death, and that he won't leave until he finds his husband or something. And I know in my heart that was someone because it was so specific and intentional, and I know what my dreams are. And like, so I've been asking a lot of my friends saying, "Oh, this, that, and that," and they've all said no. And I'm really trying to find out who exactly that was because this is the stuff. This stuff actually happens to me, and I know for a fact it's coming from truth somewhere. So, yeah, like it's just made me really. And it does make me sad that like a lot of gay people are just completely closed off from God because of like how strict they are on homosexuality, and But at the same time, I just see a lot of goodness in gay people specifically. I don't know why, because I grew up with a lot of them just being my friend, and like especially going to an all white like area, like it kind of just felt like yeah, just it kind of just goes back to the thing where it's like marginalized groups like kind of just stick together if that makes sense. So um, and I remember the other day I was talking to my friend and we were talking about this Islamic imam who was basically the first like openly gay imam ever, and he got literally assassinated because of that. And his first response was to say good. And that really got me thinking, like, so many religious people are so far astray from their moral compass. Like, that was a Muslim, that was a brother, and your first response is to say good, that he got killed for trying to, like, just basically tell, like, gay Muslims that you're okay, you're still fine, you can still, believe in God, like, your religion isn't, like, taken away from you. And it just really got me thinking about, like, the implications of being gay in this world. Like, truly, it's like, you'll never close off from your inner spiritual world, and don't let anyone else tell you that you are. And yeah. Anyways, let's go back to uni, bro. I love uni so much. Like not the actual like education part, but just like having all these friends and just like going out all the time and just like having so many people just everyone's just so funny and autistic in their own individual ways. And like I thought going to uni everyone would be like very just judgy and just like, just so far up their own fucking dicks. But everyone here is just so like just nice. Or the people I come across at least. They say like with spirituality you come across people that are more like in line with you and like, more just like you, I guess. And that is such the case because I thought going uni there's gonna be so many like different people that are just not gonna vibe with me. But it seems like I just always connect with people that are on the exact same wavelength and vibe as me. And like I made like my spam account right, and I'm thinking like in 2 years I'm gonna look back at this and be so sad that like all this is just gone now. Like this has genuinely been such a fun just past 2 years. I'm so glad I've met the people I've met. Like I'm actually just so like at peace and happy right now, and I know I can change. I know I can really live up to this whole spiritual thing if I just get past my laziness, and that would like make me truly appreciate like just living right now. And like I just don't want it to end, man. Like it feels like this is the final year for a lot of my friends now, and I'm gonna miss them so much. And like yeah, people are so fun. Uni's so fun. Everything's so cool. They say in spirituality, well, in a lot of spiritual frameworks, I guess, that, allegedly if you just kind of like elevate yourself and just stay in this thing, you become more interconnected with things that are just like on your same level, like just like good things, I guess. And that definitely must be the case for me. So, I mean, no, it's fine. Like, that's at least how I see it. You just gotta be happy, which is harder said than done, I know, but there are certain forces that anchor your happiness. And yeah, let go of that, and you'll feel as light as a feather.